Hey people, long time no talk, I guess. How are you all? I hope you're good, and if not, I hope watching this video gives you a chance to chill out and zone out something for a while. I did initially mean to post this video last week on Tuesday, and actually going forward, I reckon Tuesdays will be pretty good days to post because they're days in which I work from home, but unfortunately my weekend was just so packed that I didn't get time to record, and then I meant to get it up this weekend, but then I got a cold, which actually I still have, so we're just going to see how this goes and hope I make it to the end of the video in one piece. Let's get going, shall we? So today, as the title would suggest, I'm going to be talking about my first week of art school, specifically the Art Foundation at MMU. If you want to know my whole backstory, so to speak, and how I got here and what I spent the last year doing, feel free to check out my previous video and all that good decision-making stuff. But if you just really want to hear about MMU, you don't actually need to watch it, so feel free to stick around. And then at the end, I'll talk through the Speedpaint and the characters in it too quickly. So my first week was really more my first, well, 3 weeks now, but when I wrote the script it was my first 2 weeks. But they were both quite different, so I'll talk you through each of them. The first week was admittedly very chill. We were only in uni for 2 days for introductory style briefings and such, so me and some others of the course met up on the Monday. I got to know some real nice people. I'm not in the same class as most of them, but it's nice to just pass familiar faces in the hallway and stuff, and everyone was just so lovely. Which reminds me, something I sort of wasn't expecting is that basically everyone in the course is from the same general area as the uni, which is like so different to what last year was. And I think it's partly because it's a foundation course rather than a full degree, so people are more likely to stay closer to home. It's harder to get maintenance loans for this sort of thing. But it means that everyone sort of knows the place and knows different things about the city, and it's very, very cool. So day one was a Tuesday. This would have been 2 Tuesdays ago. And we spent most of the morning in a lecture hall going over the general overview of the course and such. I'll be honest, it was a tad boring, but it was also a general information talk, so I mean, what do you expect? We also all got given an absolutely massive A3 sketchbooks too. Before we started the course, we were all asked to complete a short project on who we are and our identity and stuff. I will not be sharing this version with you because it's got actual photos of like my family and stuff on it. But I did like a combined illustration and photography collage, made it look like a notice board with like stuff about my life on it. It was actually loads of fun once I calmed down about only having like 2 weeks to do it because I missed an email. Anyway. Tuesday afternoon, they split us off into little groups to discuss our projects and get to know each other. It was all very chill, and honestly, everyone in this course is just so insanely talented. Like, I'll leave a little list in the description of any of the art accounts I'm following from people on my course, so you guys can check them out if you like. The next day, we showed up, got into our little groups, and then went for a wander. Specifically, we had a list of places on campus that we needed to visit, so it was more of like a self-guided tour of the university. Our group finished it up super quick, and so we went over to the Societies Fair and got some free candy floss and such. Unfortunately, most of the societies hold meetings in the evening, so given that I'm commuting into school and stuff, they're a little bit awkward for me to attend, so it looks like I'm just going to have to wait another year to find some, like, D&D friends and stuff. But yeah, that was pretty much week 1 summed up. It was uneventful, but informative. Kind of like a historical world-buildy prelude to a fantasy novel that you read because, you know, if you don't read it, it's gonna be relevant like 5 chapters in and you're gonna be confused, but you've got to get through that bit to get to the actual start of the story. Week 2, however, was when things started picking up. Monday morning, we were all in at actual desks, ready to do actual drawings. The lessons are technically presented via Microsoft Teams, but there was staff in and out of the classrooms too. So for someone like me who had all their love for learning drained from them by virtual lessons, this was like so important. We did fun little exercise in the morning where we had to do timed sketches of the person we sat next to, and I obviously thought this was awesome because speedily drawing people in Biro is like kind of my thing, but some of the others disagreed a little bit. Clearly they're more patient artists than me and actually spend time on their sketches. We did a 1 minute, a 3 minute, and a 5 minute sketch, and then got 20 minutes to create a masterpiece sketch of ourselves. I can't show you the short ones, because I don't know if my desk buddy is cool with that, although they don't look that much like her. But here are the 2 20-minute sketches of me, so you can kind of see what I've been doing. The rest of the week involved wandering around Manchester to take photos of different areas, such as the Northern Quarter and the library, and create sketchbook pages documenting our findings through drawings and photos and collages and the like. We then had to go through 4 lectures, one for each of the potential foundation pathways, so that course kind of splits into 4 areas to give us a better idea of what we want to do at degree. Obviously the one that interested me the most was the graphics and illustration one. That said, elements of like the textiles and fashion one were intriguing because I'm really into like character design and different outfits and stuff, so I'm looking forward to getting to test them all in a couple weeks. Week 2 was admittedly only a taste of what to come. Last week, this is what happens when you keep putting your video off as my script. I've updated it like 6 times to make up for the fact that I haven't had a chance to record, and so, yeah, last week we started the visual language projects, and it's so busy as heck. I'm about halfway through my sketchbook and I'm like a week and a half in. It's crazy. But the teachers are all so lovely and so helpful, and so hopefully I can continue to like keep on top of everything. There's been a lot of work, and there is definitely more to come. But I have to say, I have absolutely loved the first few weeks on Foundation. I'm not sure it's quite sinking in yet that this is now my life, that I show up every day and I paint and I sketch, and it's not me procrastinating or being lazy. It's like my actual work, and I get marks for this, and this is considered productive and not just me trying to get out of doing work, if that makes sense. I hear a lot of people on YouTube complaining about how art school sucks and they hated it for all these reasons and things, usually because they were restricted in what they were allowed to produce and stuff. And sure, doing line drawings of stationery isn't my specific brand of art, but just experimenting with it and getting to draw is so much fun. And there is just no way I can explain how much better this is than what I was doing. And I think people need to hear more about how great doing art school is, and it's something you can really love, and getting to do something you really want to pursue. And sure, yeah, there are going to be times when the teachers are going to say, you know, could you not just do digital drawings for absolutely everything? In fact, I've not done any digital work yet. But that doesn't matter because I'm getting to do something that I love. And it's brilliant. I'm aware I kind of went off script there and drabbled a bit, and so a lot of that made no sense, but you get the message, it's awesome. Plus the coffee in the cafeteria is surprisingly well priced, so bonus points for that. We've got 2 weeks of these little experimental projects. I'm halfway through the second one now. And then we're moving on to practice projects for the 4 pathways. I'm not gonna lie, I can't wait to see what the graphics and illustration one is, but I'll probably talk more about that once I've done it. In fact, that might maybe not be my next video, maybe the video after my next video. I'll talk through the different pathway projects, or I might even leave it until I've selected my pathway and I can talk about the first couple of weeks doing graphics and illustration, because I think I'm going to pick that one, because the other options are fashion textiles, 3D, or fine art. And there are bits of each of them I like, but, you know, illustration's really my thing. You guys follow me, you know that's my thing. Also, quickly, in case anyone was interested, I did say I would talk about the actual Speedpaint. So, the 2 characters I've drawn here are actually a redraw of a pair I created back when I was like 15-ish for a detective-style comic I had planned. The taller character, who I'll call Blue for now, because they don't actually have a name, was based around the concept of like a reserved, quick-witted woman detective who purposefully always dressed super masculine, mostly just so I could write a story where lots of women accidentally, with quotation marks, fell in love with her, because I kind of hadn't really seen any proper lesbian representation before, and this was as much as I could imagine it. Conversely, the shorter Red character was meant to be a snarky, sarcastic, mastermind criminal who was kind of like an anti-hero type in that they did illegal stuff and had got arrested for it, obviously, but it never really hurt anyone. I hadn't ironed out the details on that yet and worked out how you can do something highly illegal to get you put in maximum security prison without actually hurting anyone, but I was gonna figure it out. And they were also originally meant to be a guy, but one who dressed nearly exclusively like a girl. You're probably spotting a theme here. I gave both their characters a little redesign here, but they probably need some serious reworking at some point, because I think I was sort of on the edge of writing trans characters, although I didn't really understand that as a concept when I created them. Only instead of their body type being different to their gender identity and gender presentation, their identity is different to their presentation and body type. But maybe that says something about, like, looks not necessarily implying gender, and, like, you can just get short guys who dress as girls, and that doesn't mean they're trans. And I'm hurting my brain here, but that would somehow mean I've written, like, 2 exceptionally queer characters that are somehow both cis and probably also straight. Although actually Red has always given me kind of like pan vibes, so there's that. I would go into this a bit more, but the video is long enough as it is, so feel free to discuss these unusual people in the comments, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on them, because they're the kind of characters that I remember creating them. They just kind of sat in a notebook for a while, and then I dug them back out and realised, hey, I really like these guys. They were some of the first characters I drew digitally. In fact, if I can find the image, I'll put the image of what they originally looked like up on the screen. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on them, because I'm kind of confused by my own creations here. I am sorry that this video was a tad later than intended. I'm hoping to get the next one out exactly 2 weeks from now, with Fortnite on Tuesday, and I'm tossing up whether to draw some of my own characters, or maybe some Phineas and Ferb fan art, because I've been watching a lot of that show lately. But feel free to look forward to that. Obviously, as always, feel free to give suggestions about things you want me to talk about, things you want me to draw, etc. As always, thank you for watching. If you have any further questions about art foundations, please feel free to comment those as well, and I'll answer them for you, or even make a video on any of them if you think that's needed, or if I think there's enough to say about it. I hope you all have an awesome day/week, and I will see you all soon. Bye!